Hello, everybody.
Hi there.
I'm Latonya.
And I'm Karen.
And we are here to speak to you ladies about learning to build. Yes, and it's important.
It's very important. And most women today don't conceive of that idea of building.
No. Well, when we say build, we're talking about putting your resources together, but you know what though? Okay, so we're talking about husband and wife.
Exactly.
So how do you get to that point, ladies? This is what we need to talk about because, you don't just automatically meet someone and get married. You have to date. You have to get to know them. So for those of us who have been doing our own thing, we have our own house, we have our own car, we have our own whatever. It's kind of hard to bring a man into it if he doesn't have his own,
Or you expect him
versa.
to have his own because you're so independent that you don't know when to let go of some of your independence to let that individual into your life and to be able to build and share together.
Yes, and that's very important because if you are a marriage-minded person, and most ladies are, whether they want to admit it or not.
Admit it.
Be honest with yourself, because we are coming at you just honest here. No pulls, no punches. I really understand what it's like to want the man to take care of you, have the ability to take care of you at least. But I learned, okay? I mean, I feel the same way. I get it. Mm-hmm. But I found out that it's more important to have trust.
Absolutely.
Loyalty. Mm-hmm. And be able to build from that. Because first of all, the man can be rich. You can feel like a princess, a queen, because he wines and dines you. He takes you out in his Mercedes or
he pampers you.
His Bentley, and you go to the finest restaurants, and
that's all nice. But what happens if one day he doesn't have all those material items
and it disappears? Are you going to feel the same way? If it happens before you get married, are you the type of woman you'll back out because that's no longer there? Of course, if that is the case, you weren't really in love with this man to begin with. You were in love with the thought of him, what he can bring to your life, what he can give you. So we have to be careful when it comes to stuff like that. But the main thing is being honest, because if that's what you want and the man is content to just say, okay, well, I can do that, you may not have anything else but that.
That's it. And when the man has everything, you will feel like a prized possession of his.
Yes.
Which is not a good feeling at all. It's better if you two come together with your resources and his resources and you combine them and you create something as one. Yes. Because that's where the power is.
And that's why we say learn to build. Because if you do have your own thing, that's fine. If you have your own things, and they're just things, a house, a car, and stuff, they're possessions. Those are things that can just disappear, and somebody else is going to have to take care of them if you disappear off this planet, okay? So if you have that and he doesn't so much, maybe you're like, okay, well, he lives in an apartment, I have a house, so we're going to move into my house because I'm not giving up my house. Can you let him in? Can it become our house, not just your house?
Exactly. And in my personal situation, I had to let my guy in. So it wasn't difficult. It wasn't easy at first. It was very difficult.
Because everything was the way you like it,
and
the way you
years
wanted.
Of having things set in my ways and how I wanted it to be. Yeah. And it's an adjustment. And it's an adjustment that I had to want to take.
You had to do it.
Exactly.
You had to learn how to put up with things put in different places. Absolutely. And when you're used to the toilet seats up, there's clutter in places where you don't have clutter.
Why did you miss the hamper? It's right there.
Get it off the floor. I don't like my things on the floor. Stop putting toothpaste on the mirror.
Exactly. Or on the counter. That's a good one. That's right. Exactly.
Or in the sink, or yeah.
But it's all irrelevant. I mean, it's just, those are so minor.
Very minor.
Those are adjustments that you can make if you're willing to make them. But first, you have to be willing to make them.
Yes, that's what we mean when we say learning to build, because that's why two people come together. If you're building, you're a team.
Absolutely.
And
it's all about teamwork.
Exactly.
Because if you wanted it not to be a team, then you should have stayed single.
That's it. And there's a lot to do with it has a lot to do with our mindset and the way we were raised. For ladies, if you're like in the industry and you make a lot of money and a guy is quite basically maybe a little intimidated because you have so much already, if you don't want to stay single forever and not dimming your light, you're going to have to learn how to build with this man. Let's say he makes less money than you do, but he is by all means capable. He takes care of himself. He may have children.
Faithful,
he takes care of children.
Loyal.
Yes.
And those are great traits. You would want that in any partner.
Yes.
That you want to build your life with.
So you have to adjust. You have to make the adjustment, ladies. You do. And in my husband's situation, he had the bachelor pad. I moved in there with the kids.
See?
So he has to make the adjustment in our case.
Right.
So it's not just us. No. It's being able to make the adjustment. Because we're talking to the ladies, though, because we are females. And we understand that female psyche, when you don't want to have to do a lot, when you want the man to be responsible for all this and all this, you know what? He probably wants to be. There are men that I know now, they're single because they don't have their finances right. So they're like, I'm not getting married or I'm not doing anything until my money's right. And they stay single for years. And
it's sad.
It is.
Because there are women out there that will accept them for who they are. And then all of a sudden, once they unite, you never know what may happen. His whole financial situation could turn around in a flash.
Yeah. And they keep attracting maybe someone like you. Are you the one who makes them feel bad because they don't have their money,
If you like their core, their true spirit, then you should go for it.
Yeah. I would rather have a man that I'm building with that I know is not going to step out and cheat on me, that's not going to disrespect me or hurt me, that's not going to talk horribly to me, that fights fairly, that loves my children. I'd rather have that than somebody who has all the money in the world.
Everything.
And realizes that women are going to be attracted to him only because of his power, which they think
and his material possessions.
Right. And he totally, I've seen that, and they totally disrespect you. And, if you can get a man who has money on top of the loyalty and the trust and the respect. Yeah.
That's right. Then you're right there. Then you are definitely far above everybody else.
Yeah.
That's, that right there, you've hit a gold mine.
Yeah. But sometimes, ladies, it just doesn't work out that way. So, are you willing to build? Are you going to stay single forever, looking for Mr. Right?
And stop complaining.
That's Mr. Rich also. Yes. Yeah, sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes a man is in a situation where he needs the right woman
to excel, to be the man that he was meant to be,
to push that greatness up out of him. So that means you are going to have to bring something to the table. You're going to have to bring your heart. You're going to have to bring your respect. You're going to have to bring your ability to inspire him.
Put your ego in the pocket, because you've always heard behind every great man
is a great woman. Yeah.
And that is true.
That's it. But you know what I say?
What?
He's the head, but we're the neck.
That's it.
But thanks for listening to us. And you'll hear more from us.
Yes, you sure will. And we hope that we inspired you in some way.
Yes.
Or changed your thinking to maybe come around and give some consideration to those guys out there that are trying.
Yes, and it's okay to be feminine because we're still fierce.
That's it.
Ladies.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.